While all the other three candidates, of course, brought up excellent points, my personal issue that I would say is a pressing issue is the crime and personal safety that people should have within Lakewood. I mean, I remember years ago, my sisters moved here in 1984. You know, I've been coming in the summers. I remember you'd leave your door unlocked, you leave your car unlocked. You didn't have worries. Not that I'm sure that there was crime, but it just wasn't the type of situations that you have nowadays. Some people are afraid to go out at night. You know, I've been on the LCSW for a number of years. I'm not active with them now except for the BMG events. But basically the idea is behind it that I know from my patrols that I used to do, you know, in the middle of the night, I mean, sometimes the police department wouldn't be able to go out. You know, there was I remember one incident, there were rocks being thrown in Raintree at a house. You know, and they asked if the LCSW can go out there and take a look and see what it is, because they just didn't have enough cops available on the beat at that hour to get out there. You know, and they said if there's something there, if you see something you drive by, we'll come out there. But you know, just to use the manpower, we need more cops on the street to be able to keep Lakewood safe. I mean, you know, based in the high density crime areas. I was looking to buy a house at one point, the corner of Cornelius and East 7th, and at that time there was a shooting there. A person got shot in his car. Right at that corner, my wife said if we would have bought there, she would be afraid to ever go out of the house. And I don't blame that. I mean, why should, you know, this is a small town, but it's growing. We're almost 100,000 people. You know, we might actually be over 100,000. Could be we don't have the exact numbers, but we want to keep it that small town feel. That's why a lot of people do want to come to Lakewood without the hustle and bustle of the big city. Even though it's a lot of people, but with the downtown like we have, you know, we're not having these skyscrapers. Although we're in one now. But aside from that, generally downtown is you know, you can imagine the horse and buggy, you know, from the sign jumping off and riding down the street. It still has the cobblestone sidewalks and stuff like that. People want to have that feel of, you know, you're proud to be in that place and you're happy to be there and you feel safe. You want to go shopping there. You know, my wife sometimes doesn't feel safe walking down the streets in downtown, as you know, by herself. It's just that's the reality. You know, and money might go out. I mean, which pays for a number of cops. And if that money is held up by the state, we're going to have major issues. I mean, that's a lot of cops off our street, and we need to know that security is there. Of course, cops can't be everywhere, but just knowing that they're out there makes people feel safer. And you never know where they're going to come around. But if you know there's not so many of them, you know, it's an issue. And I think that's one of the major issues in this town.